So, I wanted to make a brief video overviewing the rule of the square, which is basically just a fast way to figure out if your pawn will reach promotion square before the opponent's king can catch it. And if we look at this first example, if we play a5 and we go in diagonal here and we create our square, the king cannot enter the square. And if the king cannot enter the square, that means that he will not be in time to catch the pawn. So if we play this out now, we have a5, king e7, and basically the king cannot reach the pawn in time. We promote and we win the game. So let's look at another example. In this example, the pawn is on b4 instead of a4, like in the previous example. So we play b5, and we create our square. Oops. And now the king actually can enter. So now if we play b5, then our pawn will be caught. So instead, the way to win this one is to go king c3 and bring the king in, and now this is a clean win. Grabbing the opposition after king here, and we win this one. So let's look at game number 3. And in this one, if we don't trade queens, it'll be very difficult to win this. So we want to see if taking on c7 is an option, and king takes h5, and we create our square. Go in diagonal, we create our square, and the king is on c7, so he can't enter the square, so we can simply take and play h5, and the king is too slow, and we promote. Let's look at one final example, and this is a mistake that you could make, and that is to create this square right here. This is not the square, okay? White is planning on moving this pawn, and once we move the pawn to a4, then we create the square here. And this is not the square. So if we have that in mind, a4, create the square. The king cannot enter the square, so we know that a4 is winning immediately. We don't have to move our king in. We can simply promote and win the game. So I hope this made you understand the rule of the square. I'm not really good at explaining things. The rule of the square, basically, all you do, you move the pawn and you go in diagonal until you hit the end of the board, and then you create your square from there. So hope that you learned something from that, and I hope that this will save you a lot of time calculating endgames. But other than that, see you guys.